Few things spring to mind when you hear the word Italy. The South European country is regarded as the best place to visit, eat, enjoy beautiful countryside, or even visit a country where the road laws are as useful as Anthony. But among other things, Italy is known to have been a grand contributor to the footballing world. From having some of the best teams in the world, producing some great and some less great talents, bringing up the most feared coaches, and most importantly, few of the best international teams of all time. Welcome to Kitman, where we'll be talking about the best and most interesting football kits of all time, and today's kit is the Italy 2006 World Cup shirt. Some people might say this stuff just isn't doing it and it looks nothing like any of the other nations' jerseys, but it is the tiny intricate details that put this one way above all the others. To start, the shirt is just one colour. Really? Blue shirts are synonymous with Italian football, so that makes complete sense. The interesting things are, for example, the dark areas around the armpits and the back that sort of shape up the player's figure. Another one is having the numbers both in the back and front.
That is bloody lovely!
It just makes this one way more unique. And lastly, the centered badges. You can never go wrong with a centered badge. The cherry on top, name, number and Puma logo are all gold. They just knew they'd win the whole tournament. And not to forget about the goalkeeper kit. Just name me a more iconic keeper shirt. I'll wait, the comments are there for you. Italy had a very interesting group consisting of Ghana, the Czech Republic, and the USA.
You don't know where I'm from, dog.
Their first match against the West African country was sort of tense, with the first goal coming from a beautiful shot outside the box by the magician himself, Andrea Pirlo. In the 83rd minute, La Quinta goes around the keeper and scores into an open net, resulting in a 2-0 win. The next match showed that at a World Cup anything can happen. Italy faced the USA, which looked like an easy match right after Pirlo assisted Gilardino from a free kick. However, only 5 minutes later, Zaccardo made the ball slowly creep into Buffon's net, resulting in an own goal. Right after Daniele Rossi elbowed McBride in the face, he received a red card and Italy were down to 10. USA managed to score and make it 2-1. Luckily for Italy, the goal was swiftly disallowed. Last game of the group stage was against the Czech Republic. With both nations stacked with legends, the game was supposed to be massive. Italy just managed to outclass the Czechs 2-0. Marco Materazzi scored from a corner, and 3 minutes before the end, Inzaghi went 1v1 against Czech and easily went round legendary keeper to seal the game. First opponent of the knockouts of this unbeaten Italian team was Australia. That sounds like an easy trip to the quarters. It proved to be way harder than anyone expected. Italy had to pull out the penalty in the 95th minute, which Totti slots away to actually progress on, even though Grosso falling over was an utter woke nonsense. On to the quarters. Italy having yet another opponent that seemed easy to beat on paper. No, it was not Manchester United, but it was Ukraine. Thankfully for them, this time it would be a lot easier. Zambrotta struck early from outside the box. In the second half, Luca Toni put in 2 just under 10 minutes to make the final score 3-0. The semi-final was a pure showdown of the greats. Italy had to beat Germany. The match was back and forth between the two. Both teams were shooting at each other like it was the Wild West, but nobody had actually scored in regular time. The match had to go to extra time. As late as it could have been, Fabio Grosso had opened the score sheet in the 119th minute. Del Piero just added the cherry on top and made it later with a lovely finished shot into the top corner, and now Italy just had to hold on in the most important match of this whole tournament. I'm sure you all know how the match went, but the amount of legendary moments that happened here are just out of this world. With both teams stacked with some of the most iconic players of all time, this was the match to watch. 7th minute, and the Italians were worried. The bald midfield maestro called Zinedine Zidane was facing against Buffon from the penalty spot. Zidane went with a Panenka, which is the second best Panenka of all time, right behind the OG one. The elegance he pulled off to trick the best goalkeeper at that time was not only out of this world, but also this universe. Italy didn't give up though. Materazzi got one in from a corner, as always, to square the game. The whole match was packed with atmosphere, both teams having a go at one another. An Italian offside goal, a penalty not given to France, it was heated. It was so heated that Materazzi provoked Zidane so much that his bald head went for Marco's chest rather than the ball, which resulted in a straight red for the French captain. After that famous incident, the score didn't move until it had to go to penalties. Italy showed their class once again, with Grosso being the one to put the final penalty in and win the World Cup for Italy.
That tastes like promotion!
Now, if you've been listening carefully the whole time, the Italian defence, along with Buffon, had managed to only concede 2 goals in the entire tournament, one being the own goal from Saccardo, and the second one being the beautiful Panenka from Zidane. This amount of legends that wore this kit is astounding. Zambrotta, Materazzi, Gattuso, Pirlo, Del Piero, Totti, Luca Toni, and Buffon wearing the gold goalkeeper kit. Just looking at the shirt, it oozes with elegance and the Italian spirit.
It is decent!
It is a kit that has been on my wishlist for quite some time now, and frankly, I think it should be on everyone's wishlist. Overall, this one has it all. Legends, major tournament, accomplishments, and also legendary moments. For me, it is a solid 8.9 out of 10. Thanks for watching the Kitman. Like, subscribe, and see you later.